The Witching Hour, January 21st, 2025. Like, subscribe, share, comment, cause you're beautiful. That's why. So y'all, I did just finish my long prayer. I actually didn't finish all my prayers, but I wanted I'm taking a break now and I wanted to do a witching hour video. So it is 4:22. My prayers went 4 hours and 4 minutes, the long prayer. And yeah, 4 hours and 4 minutes. I uh, am wanting to do a witching hour video now rather than waiting till I finish all of my prayers. I have a short prayer that'll probably take anywhere from 45 minutes to an hour or potentially less because it just was so classically God manifesting himself so perfectly for me. And I'm not worthy, but excuse me. As I was praying, this was 4 hours, 4 minutes of nonstop prayer. They were attacking me, they were targeting me, they were doing what they do, right? And at times I realized, okay, some of this I'm going to have to endure. We are to have endurance. Either First or Second Thessalonians talks about why we have to have endurance, and suffering is part of that. If you're not suffering, what's there to endure, right? Um, that builds character and it builds hope, and it turns you into a godly person regardless of the circumstances that you're facing. So by the end of this 4 hours, it was like the Lord wore them out. The Lord wore them out, y'all. And I remember that I'll go through these spells where I'm praying during the witching hour. The witching hour is 12 midnight to 3 a.m., where most witchcraft is being practiced. The Lord uses me against them by praying to him during those times. So I'll go through these spells where I'm doing it, I'm being diligent, I'm doing what I need to do. Or if I can't pray at those times because I'm sleeping or I'm just not alert, then I pray as soon as possible during the day. This is typical. I'm like, okay, this is how God always should do it. They might try to attack me, and they might attack me throughout the whole thing, but God will so oppress the targeting and he'll so reduce it to futility that the Lord makes it not matter for me. He makes it not an issue for me. And that's what he did by the end of this 4 hours. It was just not an issue. And all the targeting sort of died down, not to zero, but to where it was like, oh, the Lord made it to where if it was like this forever, okay, the targeting never has to end because this is just minor. It's like, you know, I don't know. Maybe you have a slightly noisy neighbor or something, and they're always noisy every day, but it's not to the extreme. Maybe they're not trying to be noisy, but you get used to it. Like there's some people that can't stand noisy neighbors, and there's some people that's not an issue, or it's so little of an issue they don't make an issue out of it. That's how God renders this targeting for me, and that's what God has for you guys. So pay your tithes and offerings, pray 2 hours 24 minutes a day minimum. Make sure your tithes and offerings help the poor, and you are going to see God work miracles for you. You may want to read these scriptures I'm going to give you and take them to heart and follow them. Isaiah chapter 58, Ezekiel 16, 48 and 49, Psalms 41, 1 through 3, Malachi chapter 3, Matthew 25. And that will tell you about the blessings and curses associated with whether you help the poor or if you don't. You can have radical blessings or you can be cursed. That's what God tells you. So I send out my love to all y'all beautiful born-again TIs, and just really quickly, for those TIs that say, well, you don't need to give your tithes and offerings to help the poor. It's not like that's going to get you into heaven. Jesus said if you don't help the poor, you're going to hell. That's in Matthew 25. So keep that in mind. God bless.